All right. So, everybody on the block gets a paper. These are two binomials. 3m times m is 3m squared. We have to remember when we're multiplying variables that have the same base, we add the exponents. So 1 and 1 is 2, and that's where we get the square. Right? And then 3m times 1 is going to give me plus 3m. Okay? Then I worry about the second part of the binomial, and that's going to give me 3 times m, puts me in the 3m part. Okay? And then the last part of the clamshell goes to here, and that's just 3 times 1, which is 3. And I noticed somebody doing this, I forget who, but they just put the 3 up here. And to me, that was kind of cool to see. It made sense. It's like, okay, now they're just going to add these two, and these come down. 3m squared. These two become 6m, and this just comes down, plus 3. And that's your, right, quadratic 1, 2, 3 trinomial. Okay? So we took two linear binomials, right? And we produced a quadratic trinomial. Okay? And we do the same thing with this. And notice how I wrote the binomial first? I like putting the smaller ones up front. Okay? So I just rewrite it, and then I start to do it. 8 times 5 is 40. And m times m squared. Anyone, somebody.
M times m squared.
M times m squared.
M cubed.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Then 8m times negative 3m.
What?
8m times negative 3m.
Negative m squared.
Negative 24m squared. Right? Because 8 times 3 is 24.
Dan, why are we naming the...
Just for fun.
Oh,
So that the next part becomes easier.
No,
Okay.
It's for practice, really. Okay? You don't necessarily have to, but I really want you to practice it.
okay.
Okay.
So it would be 61M.
So the next one would be 64m. Minus 64m. Okay? Now I'm just going to rewrite this down a little bit. 40m squared minus 24m, or 40m cubed minus 24m squared minus 64m. Because I want to make sure that I show the second half of the clamshell, which is I take this whole thing. So if this were a negative one, I would multiply everything by a negative one, but it's a positive one. So 1 times 5m squared, so that goes in the squared part, m squared, and that's just 5m squared, right? And then that would be 3m negative, and then that would be minus 8. And so all we're adding up is these middle two. So we're ending up with a polynomial because it's more than 3, right? So we know this is going to be a polynomial. But what type? Well, I've got 40m cubed, and that's my highest degree, right? So this is a cubic. Okay? And then 5, these are differences, so I'm going to take the difference between those. So that's 19m squared. These are the same though, so they become more negative, right? So 67 minus 67m, and then I've got minus 8.